joined you was that she knew the monster you would become if left unchecked. She thought to temper your brutish ego. Instead, you betrayed her, murdered her.
Didn't you murder her too? Yeah, thanks!
Only the first time, Dread Wolf.
This is so much light. This is so much light. No, I'm not. I'm not okay. Not doing great.
Watch ahead.
You have to do this.
Your struggle is pointless, and your faith in the Dread Wolf is misplaced.
I don't have any faith in him.
Give up.
I don't.
Save yourself.
I think this is it. I think we're through.
You should be near where you need to be. With luck, you can still save
Do you
the
give a
elves.
shit about the modern elves? Because you certainly haven't before.
There! The Dalish!
Another of those crystals! Break it and the gate should open! You can do it, Rogue.
The cruelty is nothing new. What has happened to the vaunted brilliant mind of Algernon the Mighty? Light has left you blunt and slow. A monster, not a mastermind.
Hit the fucking crystal, dumb shit.
You saw me as an opponent. To me, you were an irritation, a fly buzzing ceaselessly.
I must speak to you in this tongue. It seems Elven is beyond your grasp.
As much as freedom is beyond yours.
Were you talking to... Sorry, they're very loud.
Here we go!
Once the Blight is free, it will rule this world, and you will be its attack dog. You will burn this world at its command, as Andrul did at yours. And you will leave only ruin behind you. This world is ruined already. Your veil destroyed it. You could heal it. You have the strength to repair the damage without using the Blight.
Save your games for the mortals, Dread Wolf. The Blight is my blade, and it will take more than your tricks to get me to lay it down.
You saved us.
We gotta get you the fuck out of
Time to
here.
get out of here.
I can guide you to one of my old hideouts. You can use it to make your escape. The wards still in place there will shield you all from Elganon's sight.
We're putting a lot of faith once again in Solus.
Let's go! Let's go! Run! Run!
It's tough being a Venatori. It was their duty to secure the sacrifices. It was their duty to ensure the ritual went perfectly. But despite all their efforts, Elgernon was disappointed. The cult would do anything to please their gods. The cult would give anything to its own. Anything. It really is tough being a Venatori.
Well, sure did get eaten by an archdemon. I don't know, that just... It was interesting, but it felt anticlimactic again, especially when Elgernon just stared at us leaving and didn't do anything to try to stop us, like as an all-powerful god.
We'd lost all hope, and then...
And then you swooped in out of nowhere to save us.
He would have killed us to feed his dragon.
Indeed. Masteranus, Lethalon.
It was a team effort.
It often is. Some fights can't be won alone. Celebrate the victories as they come. They're rare enough.
And tomorrow, we'll have to deal with another archdemon.
And it will have regained its strength. Elgranon sacrificed his own Venatori to it. A punishment for their failures. The Venatori who escaped scurried back to Deventer. If the Venatori move again, the Shadow Dragons will hear about it first.
I do really like how they built the different factions
against
in.
the gods. Any help you can offer would be appreciated.
It's neat. And I like it. Alright. It is time for a break. I will be right back. Back in a minute. I'm sitting here with a bunny in my lap. Such a good bunny. She's such a good bunny. Yeah. Okay. Such a Excuse me, please. Pardon me. Okay. Alright, I'm back. Hello. Pardon me. took a break for a minute, and then I got very distracted by the bunny being extremely cute. So, we have just done a quest, we have done plot. I went and rescued people who needed saving instead of prioritizing doing all my companion quests. Please clap.
Might be a good time to see what Solus thinks of all this.
Oh, do we have to? Boo. Okay. Let's see what we've got for skills. Well, I think I've done everything. Well, not everything. Almost everything you can here. Okay. What do we got? Lara, we are still only halfway through level 8, but we are on Shy Crush. Skills, let's add some stuff. I just don't like the time magic. I don't find it useful. Okay, so either when it closes, a shockwave spreads. No, I want to just do straight damage. That's fine. Let's see here. What else? We got some points for Davrin. Tosh. Oops, I didn't mean to. Either 50% additional physical damage. No, I'll take the additional damage. Hello? I'm clicking? Nothing's happening? Nope. Nope. Okay, I've got Defy, Ravage, and Repulse on right now. I do love Stagger. That's okay. Library, do I have any new... No, we'll go through the Codex later. Yeah, okay. I will talk to Solus. And then after that, I'm gonna go do a bunch of companion quests.
The Danish prisoners escaped safely?
We got them away free and clear.
Good. I do not know how you have found your dealings with the Dalish. Whatever my frustrations with them, it was a privilege to be able to help our people again.
Self-important motherfucker.
Thank you for allowing me to help. Chance to infuriate Elganon was a reminder of simpler times.
I did not have a chance to refuse your help, to be fair. I don't think I would have, but like I would have wished I could.
You said you found the Dalish frustrating. Why is that?
Yeah, I know.
It is unfair to them.
I
lived
know!
for thousands of years.
No kidding!
And after I imprisoned the Evanuris, I slept for thousands more. I awoke in a world that had forgotten the ancient times almost entirely.
Yeah, and you were a prick about
and also
it.
tried to remember Elven history, like the Dalish, had gotten so much wrong.
They made you look bad, huh? Like worshipping Elgranon. I'm betting you argued.
Let me guess. You tried to tell them what they were getting wrong, and they didn't believe you?
There are few things that frustrate me as much as ignorance. I tried to explain the truth to one clan. When I convinced them that I was truly Fen'Harel, they attacked me. After that, I hid my explanations behind the facade of having witnessed events in the Fade.
And the Fade is the realm of dreams. Hard to present that as evidence.
Yes. The Dalish had no reason to believe me. I could only watch as they continued to worship Elganon.
And
Though
you
we
were
may
a
have
dick
seen the
about
last
it!
of that tradition, at least.
You and Algernon were really tearing into one another back there.
I needed to goad him.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch my
distract
VOD
him.
because I didn't register like 90% of what was said
But yes,
between the two of them. So I
While
was
all of
busy
the
fighting.
others were monsters in their own ways, Elganon was the worst. Or perhaps it is more honest to say that his were the faults I found most objectionable. You have met him now. Heard his voice hammering at the doors of
Yeah,
your
I hate
mind.
you both. No more
And you have
gods,
met me.
please. I want to go back to being a
Can
regular
you see
person.
how he and I might frustrate one another?
You're like angry brothers. You're both prideful. He's brutal.
The two of you are too much alike. Both of you want to be in charge.
I have no desire
I
to
don't
be
think Solus is gonna
in charge.
appreciate that,
No.
but it's true. Whatever.
You just want to be able to correct
Yes!
anyone who's not doing everything the way you
Yes,
would have done.
exactly. Also, my hair looks white in this
I
light.
see you have been observing me as well during these conversations.
Alright. I can see how you and Elgranon would hate each other.
He has always been what I most feared becoming. Callous and uncaring, his arrogance unchecked. To have that much power and no one to remind him that he could be wrong.
Well, he had you.
And I suppose I had you.
This is too familiar. I don't like the smiles. I don't like anything that's happening right now.
Last time I got his attention, he got angry enough to come after us with the blighted dragons. Hopefully this bakes him into a mistake we can use against him.
Every act of resistance is a thorn in his side. He will break soon. When we first met, I saw you only as a foolishly confident child who disrupted my plans. You were an
We're
irritant.
not friends.
I gave you information to oppose Elganon out of necessity, but I expected you to be nothing more than a tool. Seeing you with your team, I was wrong.
I don't care. Oh. I don't like earning his respect. I don't like it. Also, like, the fact that it popped up like that makes me assume that it's possible to not earn the respect of him, and I'm like, how does one even do that? And I'm not asking that because I want to have it, like, I'm asking because I'm genuinely curious, because I haven't had, like, a lot of choices to have been able to make regarding Solus or things that I think Solus would necessarily approve or disapprove of. So I'm very curious now. Like, I've been so good. I've been so good, Santa, about, like, not looking online and not looking things up. And I can't wait until I beat the game the first time. I can just start Googling the shit out of everything, and then my second playthrough, I'm just gonna, like, optimize mercilessly, which is usually the way that I play these games. So I can't wait to be able to Google stuff like that and be like, how do I earn his disrespect? Stuff like that.
I'm impressed you got that out without choking on it.
If I could not admit when I was wrong, I would be no better than Elganon. Your team trusts you, and you listen to them. It is impressive and enviable.
You had a team.
It
You
took
chose
me
to fuck them
centuries to
over.
build such a bond during my rebellion. And when I served the Inquisition, I tried to avoid entanglements.
I wonder what, if any, kind of dialogue options you get that are different here if he romanced the Inquisitor, because I have played Inquisition a lot of times. I never, ever romanced him because I hated his guts. So, like, I'm obviously familiar with it being a thing and with it being very popular, like, for people to romance him, but I hated him, and I didn't want to do it. I also very, very rarely romanced, like, did opposite gender, opposite sex, what's the word I'm looking for? Romances. So, yeah, I never romanced him. That's obviously not, when you got to build your Inquisitor at the start of this game, I did not say, oh, I romanced Solus, because I romanced Josephine. So, I wonder how that's different, like, the entanglements of it all.
What about the Inquisitor? Does she not count as a friend?
Pretty sure
She
I
was
was very
useful.
rude to him.
But there were others I grew fond of despite myself when I was with the Inquisition. Cole, a spirit of
She
compassion.
was useful as a
I helped
brutal thing
adapt
to
to our
say
new
if you
world.
befriended him as
He
the
was the
Inquisitor.
only one who knew who
I never
really
did.
was.
But
I miss
I'd be
him
pissed if
a
I'd,
great
like,
deal.
made friends with him and that this
Josephine,
was what
the
he chose
Inquisition's
to say.
ambassador, was a bastion of kindness and decency in a world that
I
looked
don't
down
remember
on
him
elves
really
and
ever
bastards.
having
Even Cassandra
any kind of
Pendergast, the Order
relationship
of the
with
Seekers,
Josephine.
she was what a believer should be. Faithful.
I could see him
practical,
respecting
committed
Cassandra.
to serving,
and
not
Cole,
ruling.
obviously.
I
You
suppose
liked
I did
Varric.
bond with the Inquisition after all.
Don't lie, you
As
liked
have with
Varric.
your team.
Thank you for sharing that.
And he had his little
So what
chess
comes
matches
next?
with Bull.
What are the gods going to do?
Elganon and Gillenane are preparing the dagger they will use for their ritual
Don't think you
to
like
pierce
Sarah.
the veil. Elganon's power is tied to light and darkness. He will need to perform a ritual
During the eclipse. What classic
Gives us some time to
fantasy.
prepare.
It is likely to be
Shit,
your
right
last
there.
chance to do so. You must be ready for whatever comes. For this world and for the team that trusts you. I know that you will do everything in your power not to fail them.
I don't like him, and I don't like having him placed as like my all-powerful, helpful mentor. I don't enjoy it. I don't appreciate it. I spent however many
So now
years after
Elganon's
I
recovered
played.
his own
Okay, hold on. Let's wait.
archdemon.
I gotta listen to
And
this.
the gods only need an eclipse to complete their dagger.
We saved the Dalish, though. That's important.
Varric.
But now Elgernon's immortal, so long as his archdemon lives.
He was
And we
not
all know
already
how hard
immortal.
those things are to kill.
We killed Razikale, didn't we?
After losing hundreds of wardens, and it took a centuries-old trap to do it. We don't have either of those. Not anymore.
Just when you think the tide's in your favor, it turns right back.
The odds on this were never good, but we've already beaten them once. We have a job to finish, and 2 gods to kill. We don't get to wallow and whine, because no one else is taking
They
this
weren't
fight.
wallowing or whining, though. I don't
Nice
like that.
speech, Rook.
No.
But it's hard to complete a contract.
I don't like
if you don't
that.
know where the target is.
We found the gods before.
Not without help, we didn't.
So we get help again. We've got allies everywhere now.
I'll take suggestions. This is not
I can think of a few options,
dictatorship.
but I'm open to suggestions.
Wardens have run dry. Nothing new is moving in the deep roads.
And the Veil Jumpers couldn't find any trace of Elgranon or his archdemon.
The crows may have something. The Antam are moving large quantities of supplies out of the city.
I'm so glad
Weapons,
Hassan sits with
armor,
me, so I'm not
gatlock.
completely by myself
In
like a
several
weirdo.
storehouses worth of food, what little we had left. It's enough to feed the Antam Navy for 3 months. Or all of Treviso for 6 weeks.
Given the timing, it seems unlikely to be a coincidence.
Wherever those supplies are headed, that's likely where we'll find the gods. Any more details from the crows, Lucanus?
They said the Antam have long work ahead. We have time. Also, Biago would like a meeting. At your earliest convenience. From him, that means important, but not yet urgent.
Did Viago tell you how much time we have?
Days to weeks. Nothing more precise.
Well, that's our best lead so far. Track those supplies. We should find the gods. That said, the Venatori aren't up to anything good in Minrathous.
Not to complicate things, but the Inquisitor also wants to meet Rook.
Right. With everything she's been doing in the south, we owe
I've
her an
already
update.
given my rant on the
I'll let her
Inquisitor in
know.
this game. Maybe this will be a more meaningful conversation this time. Last time it just felt like pandering and I was mad about it.
Today could have gone better, but it could have gone much worse. We fought off the Venatori and rescued the Dalish. That's a win by any standard. Rest up.
Why did
And be
only
ready to
Valara
go.
and Tosh
Next time the
finish
gods
that?
appear,
Everyone
let's
else
make
just
sure
wanted
it's
to
the
be
last.
insulted. Do better. Book club! Oh my god, I've been waiting for more book club notes. Notes for our second book club meeting. Attending, Valara, Nev, Harding, Emmerich, Lucanus. Book, Mistress of the Scarlet Moon by Irian Cestus, chosen by Harding. Notes taken by Valara. Notes. Harding felt the archery scenes were very unrealistic, spent 7 minutes demonstrating that the shots described were completely impossible, broke 3 lamps. Emmerich thought protagonists made very realistic decisions, felt that the number of songs in the book was excessive. Valara, me, lost copy of the book halfway through reading it, was still able to guess the plot twist correctly. I want to hear more about the books, or the serials that Valara is writing so bad. Like, please. Nev commented that the book made her hungry, elaborated that it was not the blood. Lucanus felt that the book accurately conveyed the boring parts of being an assassin, did not enjoy book. Dice rolled, Lucanus picks the next book. I love this. I love that they do this. It's so fun. Wall inscription in praise of Algernon. I'm just gonna skim it. Bell says he's creepy. Arlathon Crater. Site of ancient temple dedicated to Elgranon. His symbols are everywhere. Interesting inscriptions have been sent for study. Strong, lingering magic that feels tightly controlled like water behind a dam. Wards somewhere? Climbed a floating tower. Seems stable. Might collapse. Irulan felt disturbed on drawing close to the lakeshore. Further observation needed. Balara's notes. Translated some inscriptions. Full translations attached. Found reference to a thing called Elgernon's Pride resting in a place of honor. A weapon? A magical artifact? Temple was stripped of valuables by Tevinter ages ago. Elgernon's Pride, whatever it is, probably long gone. Volunteering for next expedition. I want to poke at the wards and see the disturbing lake. I love her. Okay. Those are all red. Found in a fallen Venatori. Why should we feel shame for following an elven god? Yes, our old gods were elven, and I say to you, so what? We've always known the elves possessed magical aptitudes, surpassing even some of our Altus. Their deficiencies lie not in their natural ability, but in their failure to recognize it and bring it to their fullest potential. Okay, I did remember correctly that they're giant racists and xenophobes. Think on it. After the loss of their leaders, the Elven Empire fell. All of their magic could not forestall their ruin, and Tevinter took what was left and worked miracles. Now, upon his return, Elgranon seeks out the Venatori, not the Dalish or any elves. Raw power is worthless if not used artfully. Our Lord Elgranon understands this, and he honors the Venatori by choosing us. Remember that. This is insulting, right? I should be insulted? Yeah, you should be. What do we know? The Dalish tell the tale of how Elgranon overthrew the sun. Balara says details differ depending on the clan. Told one way, Elgranon sought vengeance against the sun for burning the earth. In Bel's clan, Elgranon struck down the sun to bring the first night. Either way, defeating the sun gave him control over day and night. There's always a little truth buried in the legends, but never enough. The real story, or what we've put together, Elgranon was the greatest elven general. He led them to victory in their wars, then declared himself god and king. That's the control angle. But it wasn't enough, so he bound a dragon to himself and used the blight to take even more power. He was a tyrant who subjugated his followers, mind and body, demanding love and perfect obedience. Now he's back. Great. Today, in coordinated strikes along the eastern coast, agents of Fenarel liberated slaves bound to Andruil. The slaves had their life forces cruelly bound to magical wards that were supposedly set to defend Arlathon against enemies from across the sea, but which were in fact being siphoned for Andruil's personal empowerment. These slaves are now free, recovering their strength and safety. People of Arlathon, the Evanuris would have you believe that such suffering is necessary, that your only worth is in service, and they must bind you to protect you from outside aggression. They are lying. You are the strength of Arlathon, not them. When you see the truth and are ready, call to Fenarel, and he will break your shackles. Yeah, they really played this up in Trespasser, and, like, I really thought there was going to be more of this in this game, like the Solus reaching out to elves, you know, elves walking away from and, like, joining his rebellion or whatever, and they just really haven't done that at all. We got word from the warding sites. Many dead, far more than the casualties we inflicted. The story being spread is that we killed everyone. Andruil's servants made examples of a few and claims the Dreadwolf is trying to weaken Arlathon by attacking servants and destroying the wards. Hard to tell what people really believe now. I know you're likely berating yourself reading this. Just remember the faces of the people we saved. We can't control what the Evanuris do. And yes, we have to keep playing up the Dreadwolf. The people need someone they believe is strong enough to protect them, or they'll never join us. Don't worry. I promise to mock you viciously if you ever start believing those stories yourself. Sorry, Felasan, sorry to tell you this, but he absolutely did. Start believing this stuff about himself. Like, Solus drank the Solus juice. The Fenarel Dreadwolf juice, for sure. For sure, for sure. Key. Slowly getting there with all of the factions. The Crows don't like me, which is fair. I did blight their city. Lords of Fortune are pretty weak. Hornwatch, Shadow Dragons, Veil Jumpers. I don't understand why the Grey Wardens like me so much. I don't get it. I'll take it, but it's weird. Closest to strong with the Veil Jumpers. I think the Crows, it's going to be tough to get very far with. Alright. Let's look at the journal. Meet with the Inquisitor. Discover the God's ritual location. And then we have all these. So let's go to Arlathan with Balara and talk to Syrian. We can do Davrins at the same time because I think that's also in Arlathan.
Finally got the rubble cleared.
Rook, good job taking care of those darkspawn. We'll keep an eye out for more.
I haven't saved in the entire 4 hours I've been playing, so that feels like something I should maybe do right now. Okay.
Balara, you came. I am surprised.
I almost didn't.
How dare
With
you be
everything
wearing the
that
Veil
happened,
Jumpers uniform?
I didn't want to, but you're my brother. Still, even with all of that. Did you come? Alone?
Yes. Though you didn't.
Not after what
Fuck
happened
off.
to Hamuel, to Yanarel, the others.
The ritual should have granted them purity, strength. That it did not. That is my failure. I was not worthy. I will do better.
No.
I must do
no.
better. For Ernaris. For our people.
Fine. Tell their loved ones it was an accident. See how that goes over.
When we are great once more.
Pure.
When we are pure. Then they will understand. The sacrifices that were necessary.
Gross.
He's a warlord. That's all he is. All he ever was.
So said the Evanuris. But the victors
I
write
mean, he's
the
not
histories.
wrong on that front.
He fought to make our people great. And the Evanuris fought to
Make
keep
our
them
people
feathers.
great immediately sets
He
off red
showed
flags.
The world as it once was. As it could be again.
How many elves have to die to get there?
Greatness requires sacrifice.
Ugh.
No. That's not the Syrian I know. He's influencing you through the mask, poisoning your thoughts.
My thoughts remain my own, Balara. Why can you not accept that I chose this willingly?
I think it's
Through
a
this
cop-out
mask,
if it's
I
the
feel
mask.
What he feels. When he thinks of our people rising once more. Have you ever felt
Christ.
the warmth of a god's happiness?
No.
Or the cold
No
bite
one
of
should.
their fear?
What is it he's afraid of then?
I'm not sure, but it haunts him, consumes his thoughts. I must help him. help us to face whatever it is.
So he hasn't told you what it is he's afraid of?
No, but no doubt he keeps it from me for
but
good reason.
you're all the way in there.
So you'll do whatever he says to fight some phantom threat?
There are people, Syrian. They deserve better than this. That's what you taught me. You were my anchor, Syrian. You kept me grounded. When my thoughts lied to me, you always told me the same thing. Do you remember? Trust your heart, Laura Shivan. It's a good heart, and it'll never lie to you.
This is sad.
So why won't you trust it now?
I must do what I must.
Me too.
Oh, Belle.
We're going to have to stop them. Him.
She knows.
I know. Come on. You've got work to do.
I want to hold her hand. Let me comfort her. Okay. Hello.
Watch ahead.
Finish them off. Hitting us from range.
Okay. Let's go to the journal. Let's do Davrin's next. Oh. Chewing on our house, huh? Yeah? Hey? Hello? Was that tasty wood? Sorry. Okay.
Trouble ahead.
It keeps triggering a fight, and I keep not having any enemies show up?
What's this?
Monster nest. They know we're coming.
Clear it out. The veil jumpers would appreciate it.